The New Patriotic Party addressing a press briefing just the day after former Trade and Industry Minister Alan Kyerematen pulled out of the race. Apanyumakini, your shorts there.
The committee will issue its full report, and on this make the report known to the public after due consultation with stakeholders in the party. We have also received the withdrawal letter officially by Honorable Kyerematen, and the party has accepted the withdrawal without prejudice. At this point, we as a committee would like to again remind all party members that this is an internal contest. There is no loser, there is no winner. We need to put our house in order to face the NDC come 2024. So we would urge party members to help their own party by way of their conduct. There is no need in using social media platforms to cast aspersions, insinuate, attack personalities, and all. We also urge aspirants to continue to use due process to address their concerns. They should let their followers know that if they have issues, they should channel them to the elections committee. That is why we are here, and we have been meeting and listening, taking note, hearing people, and we would not resolve on that responsibility. So we want to give them that assurance. There is therefore no need for anybody to take the law into his or her own hands, to say things and to do things that will hurt the interests of the party. We have only one NPP. For the time being, we have only one leader, that is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We have only one government headed by the same person as President of the Republic, and we are encouraging all party members to respect the authority of the party. We have only one national chairman and one general secretary. We should show them respect as they give direction to all of us and ensure that we do what is right in the best interest of the party. Thank you very much.
Honorable, we heard you directing the aspirants not to engage the media. Why? Were you attempting to gag them?
Yes. Anything more?
We're told that the Honorable Kennedy Japan has specific concerns about the referral of his conduct to the discipline committee.
You were told by who?
We have sources.
Where?
We have sources within the
Where? Oh, come on. So you are trying to say that you have a fit columnist, then that fit columnist has misled you. If you are saying you have a fit columnist amongst us, I'm saying that he has misled you. You said you have sources within our meeting. So you are saying that whilst we are meeting, some members of our meeting came to tell you something. Well, be that as it may, that member, so-called member, has misled you. There was no such thing.
So the Honorable Kennedy has no concerns?
How far were they? Those who have appeared before the committee regarding disciplinary issues, how far were that?
Maybe at the risk of being repetitive, we have met them, as I said. We've listened to them. We've heard them. We shall come out with our reports. And the engagement was fruitful. I mean, each time we met, the issues raised were all addressed. It's been that cordial. And I'm saying that we continue to encourage them to use the elections committee platform for their concerns to be addressed. And in doing, yes.
You said that you accept the withdrawal letter without prejudice. In this same letter, he says the elections you conducted were skewed to the favor of a particular candidate.
You see, when I said without prejudice, it's as simple as that. So far, those who have concerns have brought the concerns to us. Mr. Chairman, for the time being, hasn't said he's not a member of the party. He hasn't said so. So now that we've received his withdrawal letter, we will now wait for him to bring us some additional information, if he so desire, to furnish us with additional information regarding some of the concerns that he has raised. So we are waiting.
Would you request for that?
Would he be replaced? Because you need 5.
No, the Constitution hasn't said so. If somebody,
Just for purpose of clarity
You
here.
said you agreed with the Electoral Commission on some decisions going to November.
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
What is it?
I didn't say that. You pay attention to me. You are.
Alan Chairman.
What I said was that in the discussions today with EC and aspirants and their reps, we deliberated on some proposals aimed at incorporating same in the guidelines.
Can you share these proposals with us?
When we are done with everything, we'll make known to you in full the guidelines for the November 4th elections, like we did previously in the superdelegates process. We shared the guidelines with you. Okay, so again, we assure you, that's why you're here. We don't want to waste your time. We don't want you to come and not get any information. It's part of the bona fides of democracy to work with the media, and we will continue to share relevant information with you.
Balloting procedure. Was it part of today's agenda, and when will it happen?
We have agreed to proceed with the guidelines, and like I said, when we are done, we would again serve you notice of the guidelines, and soon thereafter we'll proceed with the balloting.
So, Blessed, that is the spokesperson for the Elections Committee of the NPP, Alexander Afeyomakin, giving a breakdown of what happened before the Elections Committee and the aspirants. We know that today the agenda for the meeting was to at least iron out some of the challenges that the aspirants may have, then they'll proceed to the balloting. But as it stands now, the balloting has been postponed because there wasn't a truce reached on the proposals by some of the aspirants. Mr. Afeyomakin wouldn't tell us what exactly these proposals were, but what he's saying is that they would sit around it, and when they agree on the modalities or guidelines for the upcoming November elections, then they will communicate to the media on the next step to take, including the balloting. So as it stands now, the balloting has not been conducted, and we're not given the opportunity to talk to the aspirants. We attempted speaking to the aspirants. They were saying no comment because that was a directive from the Elections Committee. I can say that at the time that Kennedy Japan was moving out, he actually used a different door to move out of the NPP premises here, so that they, avoid media attention and all. The second person was Mr. Fred Owari from the Baumia camp, and he said he had no comment to make. So there was an earlier engagement with the spokesperson for Dr. Efiri Akoto. Once he was about to address the media, the committee spokesperson, Mr. Afeyomakin, directed him not to engage the media because that was the communication given to them. So as we speak now, the balloting has been postponed and the aspirants have been directed not to engage the media, and that was the address Mr. Afeyomakin has given to the media. Blessed.
It's clear from that engagement that some of the aspirants do have concerns and are beginning to raise that with the Elections Committee, and that's following through with the official letter also coming through from the camp of Alan Kojo Chairman indicating his withdrawal from the race. But some other candidates also have concerns today. What are we learning from sources within?
So at the moment, we don't have the details of the concerns that the aspirants are raising, but we do know that after the National Council and National Executive Committee meeting, there were resolutions passed, including government officials becoming polling agents for the aspirants. We understand that there are also issues that have to do with the disciplinary action against some of the agents or supporters of the aspirants, and these were some of the proposals that were put before the committee. However, they didn't reach a truce. That is why it is intriguing that they didn't allow, or they are directing the aspirants not to talk to the media. At least we could have had the full details from the aspirants what their exact concerns were, but as it stands now, the elections committee asked that they should remain silent and not engage the media. So if you could realize from the deportment of the aspirants here that they were not comfortable. I approached Dr. Friakoto, he didn't seem so happy about the process, reading from his body demeanor. And some of his assigns as well, same as Mr. Kennedy Japan, whom before I could realize he has sat in his car and left the premises of the NPP headquarters. So there's some level of tension between the elections committee and the aspirants because they were not able to reach their demands ahead of the balloting. A reason the balloting has not taken place. I must also add that I attempted talking to the EC boss, Dr. Sribo Kweku, but he also said no comment. I insisted he wouldn't comment further on it. So information is actually sketchy about the demands of these aspirants, but what we have been told by the committee is that they have taken their proposals and work on them and later communicate to the media the next step to take so far as the November 4 election is concerned.
And Sami, are there any indications that there may be another meeting before November 4 just to address the concerns of these aspirants?
Surely, because the balloting has not been done, we know that they cannot proceed. So they have to trash out all these issues, get some modalities or the guidelines for the November 4 election before they can go into it. So the balloting is very critical among the four aspirants. We know Alan has already pulled out from the race. So that is the hurdle they have to cross now. First, agree on the modalities, proceed to the balloting, and after that they will now continue to the November 4 election. So the hurdle for them to cross now has to do with the balloting. Until that is done, they may not be able to proceed further to the November 4 election, in which the committee is working around the corner to have them trashed out, and then they can move forward to the elections.
This meeting will be held without, the involvement of Alan Kojo Chermating. Did we spot any of his reps today, at least appearing at the party's headquarters, to register the concerns he's raising?
Not exactly. I didn't see Alan or any of his assigns here. It's just the representatives of the four aspirants that are now left in the race. Dr. Friakoto and his special aide came. Kennedy Japan was also around. Adainimo, I'm told, sent a representative here. So these were the people that were around. But as for Alan and his team, I can't say for a fact that I saw them taking part in this meeting.
My colleague Samuel Mbura joining us from the NPP's headquarters, where balloting was supposed to have been done ahead of the November 4 presidential race of the party. That's not happening anytime soon because there are some concerns, as we understand, have been raised by the last four going into the race. We're not certain if all the aspirants are the ones raising the concerns or just a number of them are doing so, which has frustrated the process today. The EC unable to ballot for the candidates for that exercise to happen on November 4. There's a lot more unfolding on this story because the NPP MP for Doma East, that's Paul Twum Barimah, says that the decision of Alan Kojo Chermating to actually withdraw from the party's presidential primaries is disappointing. The former trade minister cited violence against his agents and supporters and unfair competition as the reasons for which he's withdrawing from the race. But speaking to journalists in Parliament, Paul Twum Barimah explained that Alan should have stayed on.
In the first place, for me, I was a bit disappointed in one of our respected and reputable politicians in our country, and to recite in our party, somebody that we all look up to. Clearly, it's a personal decision, and we need to respect that. However, I mean, there were a few group of people who thought, oh no, we can associate ourselves with the dreams of Honorable Alan Kyerematen, and we believe that he's someone that can help this country and help our party. So I strongly believe, for the sake of those people, he could have gone through the whole process. I mean, sometimes I appreciate that, yeah, he may have gone through. Sorry, his supporters or agents may have gone through some of challenges, but for the sake of that person, because now somebody sits somewhere and say, so if you don't have died, what have happened? The man doesn't care about you. But he was dying for a cause. But the cause was jettisoned along the way by the person who holds the right to the cause. Which, for me, I think we could have done better. But obviously, you can't say much about it. It's a personal decision. He has given reasons. He said very soon he will tell us his political decision. We are young ones. Clearly, he's an astute politician who is a very great personality that we revere a lot. So he may have a very good reason. But some of the reasons that was stated in his letter, for me, if it's that based on that, because for that agent even going to the extent of fighting with his life to make sure to protect that ballot box should have been one strength for him to say, okay, listen, regardless of whatever it is, let's go through to the end.
Well, for now, speculations arrive that Alan Kyerematen could decide to run as an independent presidential candidate for the 2024 elections, a move analysts say will spell doom for the NPP. But the NP believes that Alan Kyerematen will stick with the party in the effort to break the 8.
In Ghana, we are actually looking for the third force to come. We are waiting for the third force. I don't know who is going to bring it. I don't see the third force in 2024 elections. The third force is not in 2024 elections. So our advice, and I know, it's not our advice, I know for a fact that Honorable Alan Kyerematen will not do that. That will not happen. I can confidently tell you that he is not going to go independent or anything. Never, he will not do that. But we are waiting for the third force for this country.